Hey everybody, welcome back. Welcome back to the Two Dum Yinzers. This is episode 62. Episode 62. We are now on our live show, so everything you see right now is live. Whatever you're doing, if you're at work, if you're at school, if you are just at home playing hooky, turn us on. We are live right now. How are you today? How are you this morning, Michael?
I'm good. I'm doing really good. First day in a while I haven't felt run down, so I got that going for me, which is nice.
Did you get a little bit of sleep last night or this morning or whenever?
Oh God, no. Sleep, what sleep? Yeah, 3 to 4 hours a night. But hey, I think my usually by like Thursday, my body's used to it. But come Tuesday when I have to go back to work, my body's gonna be like, F this, and want me to kill myself.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, which every day sounds like a better and better option. No, it's not a cry. It's not a cry for help. I'm just saying. the sweet relief of death.
Yeah, we're all dying slowly every day, so something to speed up the process wouldn't be such a bad idea.
Yeah, maybe then I'll get a restful sleep.
Yeah. That definitely brings a lot of sleep and rest.
Yeah, back into the void. I'd like that.
Yeah.
See, that's why I need like one of those sensory chambers, just where it's just complete darkness, total silence. I think that's what I really need in life.
You know what you ought to do? I did this about 15 years ago. I was working overnight and I was having a lot of trouble, with my schedule. I bought one of the blindfolds that you see, like, back in the old days, people on TV put on when they sleep. Yeah. I bought one of those, and then I also got those little ear plugs. And whenever I laid down, I put the earplugs in, I put the blindfold on, and then I would take some, Tylenol PM or NyQuil or whatever. Man, you forget that you're even alive.
Oh, see, that's the best right there. I take melatonin, and it's good for me. It will knock me out for a good like 2 hours, but then I wake back up after 2 hours. Like I can't get a solid sleep with it. I don't know. Maybe I have to try.
That's been my sleep as an adult. It's so hard to get 8 hours of sleep. Mm-hmm. Even if you're you're beat tired, you haven't, you worked your ass off all day, you lay down, it's usually a couple hours and back up,
Yeah. I don't know what it is. It's like I hate it. It's like yesterday I took a little nap and I woke up. I totally forgot we recorded the show. I forgot I hung out with my kid. Like I forgot everything. I was like in a complete fog.
I was gonna kill you. I got all the stuff I need to get done. I come home, I sit down, I opened everything up here. I thought, okay, start editing to get this podcast ready for tonight. And where's Mike's email? And I knew you'd fallen asleep. I figured that was the case.
Oh yeah, I'm like glad you reminded me, because I would never have sent a thing. Like I had messages yesterday from people that I just now noticed.
Yeah.
Which is bad because, I guarantee you what happens is I wake up, oh, okay, and I just go back to bed. So I read them, and then they're no longer on my notification, so I don't know they're there, and I forget when I wake up.
You're right.
So I have like 5.
You using Snapchat?
No, but like the little bubble on the symbol,
Oh yeah,
right now on my phone it's showing like 8 missed phone calls, no text messages. So when I wake up from my nap and completely wake up, I've read the messages as I've in and out of consciousness, but once I wake up, I see there's no messages there, and I don't look back into it. So I have like 4 or 5 people that I have to get back to, and I've still have yet to get back to them.
I've been doing that for months with a few people.
Yeah, it's terrible because I'm normally prompt on that. Like I'm get them in, get them out, because it's the easiest way to communicate. But nah, I'm getting tired anymore.
You're getting old, man.
I am old. Look at all this gray. It's gray. I was told it makes me look distinguished.
Makes you look old.
That's fucked up. You can't build me up just one time. I see how it is, homie.
hey, when you have all this youth, you have to give out the punishment, you know?
Hey, at least you don't look like a corpse today. I'm happy.
You know what? I could have just killed you. I thought about that all day and all night with that damn lighting for them first two shows. I thought, fuck almighty, what the fuck was he thinking?
I thought that's what you were going for. I thought you were doing a bit.
Going for the Michael Jackson look.
Oh, dude, you're like Larry Bird pale. You're like pale as my hand is like right now. That's like, that was your face.
It was so hard to watch. I tried going back and just seeing and getting an idea of what it was, how I looked. It was bad.
Oh, it was bad. Well, at least you're not like me. I go like this every time we record. My face is covered like the entire interview.
I looked like Michael Myers.
You did too. It was great. It made me laugh.
I'm gonna trash those 2 episodes.
Nope. They are there in perpetuity.
I think it's only fitting that we start today's show with talking about the elephant in the room, the Pittsburgh Penguin game last night. Now the Penguins lost 5-3 up in New York. Brings the series to 3 games to 2. Now they're going to be coming back to Pittsburgh for Game 6 here in a couple tomorrow night. Gensel looks good.
Yep.
The guy's he's a playoff machine. But I think the story that everybody's talking about today, Mike, is the hit on Sidney Crosby by Jacob Trouba.
Yeah, did he elbow him in the head? I've yet to see the video yet. I have been a little busy this morning and I haven't seen it at all.
It wasn't good. And you know what it kind of mind of that first round game back in the early 90s when that guy swung and slashed Mario Lemieux across his wrists.
Yep, Adam Graves broke his wrist. Yep.
Yes, and knocked him out of the playoffs. It was eerily similar to that. You're playing the Rangers. This is your number 1 guy. This is your Crosby, your Lemieux, so to speak. And he takes this blatant cheap shot. And now Crosby is out. He will be getting evaluated when he gets back to Pittsburgh. They're saying he has an upper body. However, we do know by some leaked reports that it is a head injury.
And, Crosby, as everyone knows, well documented his concussion issues, and they've all been through cheap hits, just like this one. I just now pulled up the video, and yeah, guy he sees him coming, launches his shoulder, elbows right into his head, and guarantee nothing will happen. Nothing will happen.
That's such a shitty thing about hockey. This guy, and all right, bear with me, not only because I'm from Pittsburgh, I'm a Penguin fan, but just these actions in hockey should be treated a lot more seriously.
Yes.
Here you have the poster boy for the NHL, possibly the best player in the world, and you have this guy right on national TV takes a blatant cheap shot at our center and knocks him out, and could possibly knock him out, like you said, beyond the playoffs if it goes that way, which hopefully it doesn't.
Yeah.
But you're taking these shots, and especially people knows that Crosby has concussion issues. I think it's really shitty that the league probably won't do anything.
Yeah.
Because again, if this was anybody else's team and it was a blatant hit, if it was the same exact shot to Ovechkin and the situation was the same, I would be the same way, because just being a fan of sports, that's a shitty thing.
Like, the league would rather protect the player who threw the hit than the actual player who got hit. They would rather, like, you see this all the time, like star players will get cheap shotted all the time. We'll just keep it here with Pittsburgh. Crosby and Malkin, people take advantage of them all the time. They take runs at them all the time. Nothing's done. The minute like one of those two finally snaps and says, you know what, I've had enough, and then they do what's been done to them, everyone is in an uproar. Oh my God, how could they do this? How could Malkin and Crosby do such a vile act? They need the stiffest punishment. Malkin was suspended 3 games this year for cross-checking a guy in the face. We've seen players cross-check Crosby, Malkin, Letang, Gensel in the face. Nothing happened to him. The league would rather protect the goons than the actual star players. It's that old school Canadian dinosaur mentality. People like Colin Campbell who perpetuate this mythology that, oh, you have to be violent to play hockey. No, people want to watch hockey for the skill. Wayne Gretzky was the littlest guy in the world, and people wanted to watch him for his skill. People want to watch Lemieux for his skill. Crosby, Malkin, McDavid, Ovechkin. You want to watch these people for their skill. I don't want to watch some goon out there running around trying to end people's career. That is boring hockey. But it's that Canadian mentality of, oh, me big strong, hate you because you too fast. It's just dumbing down the league. And like Lemieux said back in the day, it's a garage league, and it has yet to improve. And this continues to happen all the time. You see star players get headshot, nothing happens.
You know what? I agree entirely. However, it is what it is. And, you have these skill players and you love watching them. I mean, who doesn't? Connor McDavid, Crosby, Lemieux, Ovechkin, go down the list. Mm-hmm. But the reality is you do have this this part of hockey. And I think that's why you have to have yourself a Ryan Reeves. That's why you have to have somebody down on your fourth line who's going to come out there and kick some ass, even in the playoffs. And I know that's kind of a thing that they don't, they try to keep it clean in the playoffs. However, you have the best hockey player in the world who has concussion issues. And you have a guy who seemingly blatantly hits the guy in the head, mm-hmm. knocks him out of the playoffs. This is why you need your Ryan Reeves. This is why you need your Jacques Laraque. Any of these, you know what I mean? And you hate to pay the guy because, say you only need him 2% of the season for what's going on. You need somebody out there that's going to scare the other team instead of, freely taking these shots and having because if the guy doesn't get suspended, there's no repercussions for what he did. He took the best player in the world, took him out the one way that everybody knows you could take Crosby out. And now the guy may be out the rest of the playoffs. I don't know that. We haven't heard. Nobody knows. But if that's the case, what a shitty thing. This is why you do need an enforcer somewhere on maybe the fourth line to take care of and at least equalize the situation a little bit.
Like everyone says that, but even when we had Reeves for that short period of time, people were still taking runs at Crosby, Malkin, Letang. They were still doing it. Even when we've had like George Laraque and some of these other good fighters in the league, people would still take liberties because they know, hey, if I hurt this guy and I get ejected out of the game, and those guys aren't always on the ice with those players. So if they hurt the guy and they get kicked out of the game, no harm, no foul. See you, boys. I'll be in the locker room. Who are you going to beat up? No one else. So it's a catch-22. Do you want to have that guy on there or not? I'd just rather roll 4 lines. And if they do attack a player like that, the whole team on the ice needs to come after them. But the Penguins have never done that. Ever, since the 80s, there's never been that in the early 90s, that group mentality of you hurt one of us, we're going to come after you. Even I'm not even talking about goons, just everyone on the ice will stick up for a player. You see it all the time with the Penguins. It's been through with Sullivan, Bausma, Michel Therrien. Like a player gets hurt and the rest of the team just stands there and looks around, goes, oh, okay, you took a cheap shot. We're just going to stand here. They very rarely come after him. It's hard to argue with, saying they should go after them because you look at the success they've had. They've had one of the greatest runs in the salary cap era, so it's hard to argue with the way they do things, but you would like to see them, hey, at least fucking, show some emotion and go after someone when they go after your star player. But like I said, I see your point. I also see the other point of like, why waste a roster spot on this guy? And it's just, you hope the league will do something, but the league won't. The league won't do nothing. This guy will be out there for game 6 and Crosby will be in the press box.
The thing about Ryan Reeves, the guy was a good skater. He could play hockey too. That's why
he could.
Really,
I really
like Ryan Reeves in the lineup on those lower lines because not only was he an enforcer, and this guy will kick your ass. There was no two ways about it. Reeves was badass. But like I said, you get him on the ice on his third and fourth line shifts, he was productive. There was a chance this guy might score. There was a chance this guy might get an assist. This guy can skate. I really liked Reeves, and I was not for letting him go. But
that was all Sullivan. Sullivan did not want him on the team. He didn't believe that he could play in his system. But the games that he played, he showed he can skate up and down the ice, play good defensive hockey, play, good offensive zone hockey, but he did not want them. So it forced Rutherford to trade him. They gave him a first round, like a first round pick and a top line prospect to get him. And Sullivan just said, nah, I'm not going to use him. And, he's had, he's not going to be a 10 to 15 goal scorer a year, but he'll pitch in some goals, play some key minutes, and
he's a lot more productive than a lot of goons you have out there.
Yeah, he's an actual hockey player. He's a big guy. He can, and he's deceptively fast for someone his size. You don't think someone who would be able to move like that, but he can. He's no Carl Hagelin for speed, but he's no slouch.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That hot piling heap of shit down in Washington, Tom Wilson.
Yeah.
He equalizes the game. You know what I mean? You're going down there to play this highly talented, skilled team. And if you even have the thought in your mind that I'm going to do something to try to knock Oshie out, if I'm going to do something to knock Ovi out, if I'm going to do something to knock any of these guys out, you have to know, in the back of your head, this guy is flying off of his skates head first into you at 100 miles an hour to take you out at some point.
Well,
that's that goes a long way in keeping your guys safe, especially in the playoffs.
Wilson would just do that anyway, because that's the way he plays. How he is still in the league is just beyond me. The dude's a fucking menace, and he, I don't know. He's one of the few players in the league that every time he gets hurt or someone does something to him, I laugh and I think it's funny. I love like when someone gave him a cheap shot and people are like, "Oh my god, how can they do that to him?" Here, let me show you 40 videos of him doing the exact same thing, him laughing about it and not getting any punishment. So fuck Tom Wilson.
I couldn't agree more. Tom Wilson is a turd. I don't like him at all, but for the sake of the argument, he really goes a long way for this Washington team. Like I said, if I'm a player and I'm thinking about taking a cheap shot to one of these, the main O's on the team, guess what? In the back of my mind, I'm pretty sure Tom Wilson's coming down that ice, barreling down on me at some point. And that plays a big part because now I might not take that shot, which keeps our stars healthy.
Mm-hmm. I just hate that's how the way hockey has to be played. It's stupid. It's, beyond, it's like the league is run by mouth breathing troglodytes is what it is. All these old fuck Canadians just need to hurry up and die and let the new generation take over the management of this sport so it can actually grow and prosper. The NBA in the 80s was a physical game. You watch those old Celtics and Pistons series. People were, throwing punches, people getting bloody nose. This is a hard physical game. Then all of a sudden the league just decided, hey, we're going to open it up. And then basketball exploded. You look at the NHL in the 70s and the 80s, fucking goals everywhere. You had your fights, you had your brawls and your big hits, but the game was wide open. It was fast. It was fun. Now you look at the game, it is clutching, grabbing, cheap shots. It just, it's the boring game. And the people who cling to that old style mentality just need to go away and let the game open it up. It's the fastest game in the world. It needs to be played that way. And they can't. It's just, I don't know. It just irritates me.
Tonight, 7:10, the Wheeling Nailers. The Wheeling Nailers, an affiliate of the Pittsburgh Penguins. They are playing game 1 of the Kelly Cup playoffs in their league. They start off against the Toledo Walleye, Mike. Toledo Walleye. Were you at any Toledo Walleye games when you were in the Toledo area?
I was in the Toledo area once in my life, and it was not to a Toledo Walleye game. Yeah.
I gotta say that being basically the single A team of NHL hockey teams this league here, they are very fun games to go to.
Oh, they're great.
Game, the stadium is built for you to enjoy hockey no matter where you sit. They're ideal seats. And Wheeling Stadium is really badass. It kind of is like in a U, like a horseshoe. Mm-hmm. But even in the end, it's open. They still have things going on. It's a really cool experience. I love it. I made it down to a finals game about 5 years ago.
Oh, nice.
It was a really cool experience. And like I said, it's so it's such a fan friendly environments.
Mm-hmm.
And if you like hockey and hockey that's almost pro, do yourself a favor, get out and check these guys out, because hey, if you're from our area and like the Penguins, Wheeling does generally have a pretty competitive team. So make your way down, check these guys out. They are in the playoffs, round one, and so I always pay attention to the Wheeling Nailers, the Wilkes-Barre Scranton team, and also the Penguins. So I do try to learn a little bit about each of those teams. But like I said, get down to Wheeling, West Virginia. You're going to enjoy it. And the tickets are, $5-10. I mean,
they're cheap tickets.
Take your kid.
Yep.
And the thing is, they have all these deals, like on Tuesday night games, you can get, beer. There's free beer things going on. So, I mean, it's one of them deals where they want fans to come and they make it such. So you get a chance, check them out.
I've been to a couple Nailer games. They're fun. The rink, the stadium, it's real compact. You're close to the ice.
I love it.
The players can hear you. You can hear them. So if you start chirping at them, they'll look up at you, see who said something.
I made my way down to the end the 1 year, and you're not allowed to bang on the glass, but I was banging on the glass. I mean, you do that at a Penguin game, they're throwing your ass out, So it's a fun experience.
I like it. That's always fun. Minor league hockey like that's fun. It's fun hockey.
Absolutely. Pittsburgh Pirates win again. They win the series against the Dodgers with a 5-3 win.
Wow.
Yeah, so get your slip back out. We got to make sure that those World Series tickets get here by October.
They are. Like I said, the 10K I put down for them is looking better and better. It's better than my investment in Bitcoin right now is my Pirate tickets. So we're doing great. Yes,
the Pirates, they start a 4-game series against the Reds today at home. Check them out. Pirates versus Reds.
Hey.
Let's work our way back up to first place, guys.
Oh, the Reds, so everyone could relive the greatest moment in Pittsburgh sports history in the past 20 years when Johnny Cueto dropped the ball. Unequivocal, the greatest moment in Pittsburgh sports history in the past 20 years. Not 2 Super Bowls, not 3 Stanley Cups. Johnny Cueto dropping the ball. The greatest sports moment in Pittsburgh in the past 20 years.
Imagine that somebody for the Pirates, in a Pirates game that drops their balls is the headline.
That's according to some local hack sports writer who became a Pirate shill and is slobbing the knob of Bob Nutting is that Cueto dropping the ball is the greatest experience in Pittsburgh sports history in the past 20 years.
I tell you what, it was a lot of fun. I was at that game, and there's nothing quite like hearing all those fans collectively laugh at somebody at the same time. It was a lot of fun. I'm glad it happened against us.
It was great. Especially it was Cueto, so that was great. But it's one of the most overhyped moments in sports history.
Well, I think, the deal was Cueto was really good. And I think most people expected him to mow us down that night.
Yeah.
And the fact that happened, and then we hit back-to-back home runs, and then he gets yanked.
Yeah.
Once you bundle it all together in a package, it was a really cool experience. And like I said, especially if you were there, we were second row back behind the Reds dugout, and I gave Brandon Phillips shit the whole entire night. And you know what? I guarantee if you go back and ask him, he may remember at least my voice, because I gave him shit all night long, and it was pretty animated. So
you were that guy.
I was. I thought, you know what? This is the perfect situation to be that guy.
I'm like the worst fan to be at a sporting event because I sit there and I watch the game. This is me at a game, just watching, nodding along, and then it's like doing a fist bump. I don't do the constant yapping throughout the game, the constant cheering. If I'm at a Steeler game, or on defense, third down, I'll be out there cheering, going crazy. But any other time, I am sitting there and just watching the game unfold because I'm there to watch. I don't sit there and scream like an idiot. So I'm the worst fan or the worst person to take to any sporting event because I don't talk. I do nothing. I watch the game.
I'm generally the same guy. However, once alcohol gets the best of you.
Yeah. See, that's why I don't drink at the games. I can't. Right. Oh, I'd be MFing everyone.
I like to at least get a 6-pack down before the game starts, you know?
Oh, that's too much.
I like to be numb. I like to forget where I am.
See, if you're going to do that, I'd rather stay at home. Because if I'm spending money on tickets, I want to be coherent.
But like I said, it was a lot of fun. I got to yell at Brandon Phillips, and you know what? That was worth it for me right there. Michael, July 15th through 17th, just announced before we went on the air today, Picklesburgh is back in Pittsburgh this year. Are you going?
I have no idea what the hell you are talking about.
Picklesburgh, for about, I don't know, last 3 years or so, they've had this event at Pittsburgh. It's based off of pickles. Everything is pickle related. Ugh. They sell this with pickles. Everything is pickles. So for 3 days in July, Picklesburgh will be back. You like pickles?
I fucking hate pickles. Like, why would you do that to a cucumber? That's torture what they do to those poor cucumbers. No, I will not be going to Picklesburgh. The only time I will eat pickles is relish. That's the only pickle product I will eat is relish. But pickles themselves are disgusting. They're vile. I see people like they'll just grab a pickle and like chomp on it, looking like they're chomping on Hulk's cock. Just go, no, not for me. Not for me.
Yeah, anything besides a pickle being a viable weapon for the Ukrainians to fight Russia, I have no purpose for them.
Same here.
I often think, remember the toys when you're a kid, and even now with your child, you stick those little discs in the end and you shoot it.
Yeah.
You pull the trigger and a little disc flies out, and it's like like a weapon. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking of these ladies that are knocking these drones out of the sky in Ukraine. They're
pickle shooters.
Pickle. That's what I think of. Neither am I. I'm not a pickle guy. I don't like pickles. Matter of fact, I can't even tell you if I even ever had a pickle. I think I had one when I was a kid. I bit into my burger and that thing was dangling out of it. That might have been the last time I touched a pickle. I'm not so much against the pickles that come in a jar. I probably could pull that off if I really wanted to. However, I'm not a big fan, so I don't think I will be attending Picklesburgh. If I go down, it'll just be for the event to have a good time, but not for pickles.
I'm not a big pickle guy, but I like the this is weird, but pickle juice, like to sprinkle a little bit on like a sandwich or something, like as you make your sandwich, put a little bit of pickle juice on there, then I'm good to go. I can do that. It's the
actual semi-psychotic.
Yeah, a little bit. You want
to hear something funny?
Sure.
When I was a kid, roughly, I don't know, 14 years old, there was a group of us guys that hung out from the neighborhood, and we were always doing shit, beat each other up or headlocks or, whatever. And there was a kid, and I believe I mentioned him in an earlier episode, but he was the older kid in the neighborhood. So he kind of took liberty of picking on us and doing things like that to fuck with us. And one time he pissed in his pickle jar. He pissed in a pickle jar that had no pickles in it. It was, empty of pickles, but it had the juice. And he, before he decided to come out, peed in the pickle jar. And then, now, okay, mind you, he was the older kid. He was tough. He was stronger than everybody. He came out and said something along the lines of, "This is what I do to be strong." So now all of us, this big crowd of kids, wants to drink this fucking pickle juice in his jar. Yes. So I was a good friend of his, and I said, here, give it to me. I want to drink it, And he goes, "Dude, no." So he gave it to this other kid that, we tend to mess with a lot more, and he drank the juice. And then my friend, kind of whispered to me that this was what was going on.
So at least he had your back in that situation.
He had my back in a lot of situations, but there was just, it was summertime. There's a lot of things going on with, in the neighborhood, a bunch of us guys. It was always something, you know what I mean? So I could have been the target one day and I could have been the best friend the next day. It was just summertime, teenage boys.
Drinking piss. Ugh.
I probably would have thrown up, man. If I was the guy that drank it.
I was at a bachelor party and I was like 28 at the time. Everyone else was like, next oldest one was like 25, and then it was like 21, 22. So it's a bachelor party. I only knew like one of the guys, so I was just hanging out with everyone. We're all cool. We were just having a great time. Someone decides to piss in a 2-liter. Then we started playing Asshole, the card game, and dude lost, and they're like, "All right, you got to drink out of the 2-liter." Dude fucking took it to his face and drank half of it. We're like, what the hell? He's like, man, it tasted like Bud Light. Like, yeah, that's what we're drinking, Bud. But it's, it's probably is what Bud Light tastes like. We're all drinking it, but you drink piss. It's like, no, it wasn't that bad. So I wonder if he like drank piss before, and that's what he does, and that was his way of telling everyone, "Hey guys, I'm cool with this. Are you cool with it?"
Right.
We just kind of let it go. Yeah. Oh, I was so ready to throw up. It was disgusting. It was like so disgusting that it was like a train wreck. You couldn't look away. You just watching this dude just chug it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It was nasty.
I got a lot of stuff here, Mike. Let's go ahead and get started on some stories, okay?
Let's do this.
A bartender in North Carolina was a fan of math. Okay?
Okay.
He won the lottery by playing Pi. Do you like Pi?
3.14 something that.
See, now I love Pi, but okay. So this
I love Poontang Pie.
Yeah, right. So he wins $192,000, $192,941. He wins by playing Pi for the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It was a 9-digit number. And he put the first 9 digits of Pi, and he won almost $200,000.
It's not bad. Like, how many times did he have to play it, or did he just play it for the first time ever and decided?
Well, he's a math guy. Like I said, he was always interested in numbers and things like that. So he would often play and use Pi just in different things in life.
All right.
And this time, it was a winner, $200,000.
Shit, man, that's not bad. This,
I had crazy lottery stories lately. Right? You know what I mean? Like the lady with the ticket, and the she bought on accident. The guy who had his lottery ticket in the wallet and he forgot about it. We need
to play the lottery. It sounds like
you got to be a total fucking weirdo, though. I mean, all these people are weirdos.
Like I said, you need to play the lottery with your pale ass, corpse looking ass. Go play some numbers for us, man. I'll give you the money. We'll split it 50-50.
South Carolina woman wins $75,000 in the lottery after traffic prevented her from making a lane change. Couldn't make a lane change because of traffic. She pulls off to the exit, I'm assuming, buys a $3 bingo scratch off ticket, and wins $75,000.
That's, you know what? That's awesome. Good for her. Instead of like road raging out, she's like, screw it. I'm gonna go pull into the gas station, buy a scratchy lotto, just play some bingo, relax, wait for traffic to die down, and boom, next thing you know, $75K. That's not a bad investment there. $3 turning $75K. Oh yeah, that's good. Because like most people would have like flipped out in traffic. I was expecting, South Carolina woman gets enraged with traffic, drives through 4 lanes of traffic. Nah, she was like, screw this. I'm gonna go play a scratchy. Every time I play a scratch, I get a free one. I spend $5 and get, you won a free lottery ticket. It's bullshit.
Yeah, I do too. That seems to be the only thing I win is that free ticket. And then the winning ticket or the free ticket ends up being a losing ticket.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Or you win like your money back and you say, all right, I'm going again. And then you lose all your money.
Yeah, who wants their money back? You know what I mean? I've already went through the mental process of saying, dude, go play the lottery, play a ticket. And at the end of all this, the roller coaster, you win. Yeah, I won. Okay, go get another ticket. Maybe this ticket will be the big one. You go get your other ticket, you scratch it, and there you are sitting there with your $3 at the end. I'm not a big fan. Like maybe that's why I don't play the lottery. But you know what? These people, they are finding themselves some good fortune and winning a lot of money.
Oh yeah. Like when I buy my ticket, it's like I'm prepared to lose all my money. So if I win money, I have to keep going back. Unless I win a certain amount, then I was like, all right, I'll keep it. Like I'm prepared to lose money. Let me lose my money. And
You're then already cool with it. You know what I mean?
I'm already cool with it. Like I spent my $5. I expect to go back to my car, scratch everything, and just have nothing and be done with it. Go about my day, scratch that gambling itch. No, I won something so small. I'm gonna go back in. It's like, you know what? Just give me more tickets. Just give me more.
Yeah, and like you were saying, you're so used to life. You're used to just losing. You're used to be accepting that first amount of money is gone. You're accepting just going on and accepting that your day is going to be terrible. Could you imagine the drive home if you just won $100,000 or something on a lottery ticket? I would talk about a difference.
I would be a nervous wreck driving home. Like, I'm going to get in a wreck. I'm going to hit someone. Something bad is going to happen on my way home.
And you know it.
Oh, I'd be so paranoid.
The airplane we spoke about yesterday, the guy who landed the airplane.
Yeah.
It was a Cessna Caravan aircraft, small. It had some passengers on it. What happened was the guy, for whatever reason, became incapacitated. The passenger got a hold of the airplane people with the control, whatever the fuck, I don't know.
Ground control.
Ground control. So
ground control to Major Tom.
What's going on? The guy is not I have to land this plane. So they said, "You have any experience?" And he said, "No, not really. I mean, I've been in planes with people who flew planes this size, and I'm familiar in that sense, but to take a plane and land it, no." So they were able to talk this guy through it. I believe they sent a digital picture somehow of the cockpit and showed him exactly what it was that he needed to do to get the plane to land. And he landed it, man. He landed it safe. Everybody on the plane was safe.
That's awesome. That dude's a badass. Like, I kind of know what these things do. I've seen them. Let's do this. This is why you should always have your cell phone on you too. They like you said, they're able to send them pictures and shit.
Yeah.
Instead of just like trying to describe it to them, like, no, boom, here's the picture. We can edit it. Like, here, this is what you want to do. That's just, that's awesome. Like, everyone involved, like the other passengers too, for not flipping out and panicking with like some random guy flying the plane.
It stated that there was a lot of panic on the plane.
Oh, okay.
So I'm sure people were freaking out because.
Well, then that's even better for this guy because he kept his cool under the pressure. I would have turned around and like, shut the F up. I'm trying to land this thing.
Right.
Or been like, we're like, oh, you want to keep doing this? Let's do it. Let's do a little nosedive. Look, I'm in charge right now. Just
kicking people and shit. It would have been
it would have been terrible. In all actuality, I would be sitting there going, someone flipping land this thing. I would be one of the people freaking out.
Yeah. Wearing that damn beanie with the propeller on top.
Exactly. I'd be looking around like, where is the adult in this situation? I need an adult to handle this right now. Because that is not me in this situation.
As you have your floaties on and your inner tube around your stomach ready to,
Yeah. And that's it. The hat, the floaties, and the inner tube. Nothing else.
Yeah.
Why
you gotta do that again to me?
Why
you gotta do that to me again today?
Oh yeah.
I just got it out of my mind from yesterday, damn it.
Is it cold over there, or your nipples just happy to see me?
Madonna's vagina. Did you catch this? There's NFTs now. NFTs that is Madonna's real live vagina. These vagina NFTs have trees budding out of them. They have birds flying out of them. They have butterflies. This is the latest of the NFTs. It is Madonna's real vagina with things coming out. Will you be buying this NFT?
No.
I'd like to take a peek, and I like to see other people get involved. That's not Madonna.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit younger, by 60 years or so.
Yeah. Wait, how old is she? Let me do the math so we don't get arrested. But I know what you mean.
Be about in her 60s. I'd say in her mid 60s.
Well, dude, you might want to readjust your math.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. I'm just fucking with you.
I don't want to look at someone's vagina that's getting AARP,
What if she's your sugar mama?
I guess I could do that.
Yeah.
I mean, she's not terrible. She's not bad for her age. However,
she's just annoying anymore.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to see somebody's vagina, you want to see somebody that you're kind of attracted to. Maybe like I don't know who's attractive now. Who's famous and attractive? That's a woman.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know whose vagina I'd like to see. Maybe Lady Gaga's vagina.
Yeah, I can get down with that.
Ariana Grande.
Her
vagina.
Yeah.
What would you like to see popping out of Ariana Grande's vagina for an NFT that you would buy?
Silly string.
Shooting out like it's coming out
shooting
of the can?
out, yeah. I want to see the nozzle and it's just, and just come shooting out. Yeah, I'd buy that one. Yeah. Actually, that might be the new logo.
Yes, I like it.
You know what? I might buy one of those NFTs and that would be our logo. And the back behind me would just be Madonna's vagina with a tree growing out of it.
We don't even need to wait till the meeting to talk about this. Do it. Get on that ASAP.
God, no. Oh, that'd be gross.
We're going to jump back to... Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say we can get that NFT and then we can get the candle from Gwyneth Paltrow that smells like her vagina.
And that girl that farted in a jar?
Yes. All three will just be here right now. Yep.
We'll have a special. We'll do a special on all three of these items.
Yeah, and then I'll buy like one of the gamer chicks who sells their bath water. We can do that too.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just have all four here. I'll change the background to get them all on a shelf or some shit. Hell, fuck yeah.
These were all the great ideas we had when you couldn't see us. Now that we're in front of a camera, we're trying to behave just a little bit. But you know what? I don't know how much longer I could take it, Mike. I feel myself getting ready to break the chains. So who knows? Before you know, we may have somebody's vagina candle or vagina NFT or any of this cool stuff, because I'm getting the itch, man. I'm getting the itch.
Yeah.
Back in Carolinas, South Carolina, 60-year-old man dies of a heart attack while burying his girlfriend in the backyard, who he strangled to death. If that ain't our luck in a nutshell, huh? 60-year-old man in South Carolina dies of a heart attack in his backyard while burying his girlfriend, who he strangles to death.
You got to pace yourself after you can't do that much physical activity in one setting when you're that age. You got to pace yourself. You strangle her, wrap her up in a rug, take a breather, go take a nap, get some Gatorade, some water, eat like an orange or something,
I've never killed anybody, and I'm sure, but I'm sure there's a lot of stress.
Yeah, you gotta take some Tylenol or to help something thin out the blood to pumps through your heart well. Then go dig the hole in the backyard, but take your time. You bit off more than you can chew here, buddy. When you do a project, you have to break it down into small, sustainable or small achievable goals.
Wasn't well thought out.
Was it not? You kill her, you take a break. Roll her up, take a break. Dig a couple feet down, go take a break. Take a breather.
Again, I'm not a killer, but maybe go dig out back. Tell her you're doing something for her, something really nice I'm doing for you. So, it kind of keeps her preoccupied. Then once you get it done, you kind of cool down, go in, get your drink, maybe take a cold shower, then strangle her to death. Yeah. That way the hole's already dug. You just take her out, tuck her in, and
this was not well thought out. It's piss poor planning lead to piss poor results.
Yeah.
This guy, he failed.
Nobody wins in this situation.
There's a lot of losers in that situation, and he was the biggest loser.
Absolutely.
Kim
Jong-un orders a lockdown in North Korea as the first cases of COVID pop up in North Korea. What took so long?
Probably enough people are finally dying, or probably someone close to him got it and died. Now he's freaking out.
Right.
That's probably what it is.
Cases popped up and he shuts the country down.
Yeah, it's probably been ravaging the country more than he's willing to let on, and I bet one of his top people died mysteriously.
It probably started there. He's probably the idiot that created this shit.
He's like my nukes can't make it anywhere. Everything I tried to do is not working. My people are malnourished. We can't win a war, so let me try this.
Yeah, I just,
Kim
you know,
Jong.
we've been dealing with shit for 2 years. How in the hell do you not? I mean, people travel, and here's the thing: I understand it's a very locked down type situation in North Korea, very controlled. But people are people. They find a way. They communicate. They touch. They travel. It's so weird to me to think that that's even remotely close to being true. I think this guy's always full of shit.
Oh yeah.
And for whatever reason, he's now saying that this is what's going on.
Or he's just saying, "Oh, look, it finally got us. We did so well."
Right.
So, and then it probably, probably using that as a pretense to order this lockdown that, just to oppress his people even more, just using that as an excuse.
Very possible. Very possible.
This guy's a fucking whack job.
Meanwhile, he sends 3 of those ballistic missiles out into the ocean the same exact day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This his war against the ocean is still raging on. One day he might win.
He's making up a lot of ground,
Oh yeah.
All right, this one I've been saving. This one I've been saving for you, Mike. This one's
all
special,
right.
Okay? In France, overindulgence this time of year of the spring buds are loaded with sugar, okay? Now, a lot of deer get to this and they eat it. And what happens is the sugar in the deer's stomach ferments the same way that alcohol ferments. And the public safety warns the people of France to beware of any deer that appears to be acting strange because they could very well be drunk.
That is awesome. I like, drunk deer. Well, these deer need to come over to Western Pennsylvania and they would fit right at home. They would be perfect. Why isn't that not happening here? That sounds like a Western PA story. You have the, random guy on the news like, yeah, I was downtown and I saw the drunken deer and that's such a Pittsburgh story.
Yeah.
A drunken deer.
Isn't that something? And
that
like I
great.
said, the sugar ferments in their stomach. And it's almost, it says as if they consumed alcohol.
That is great. I love it. I want to go see the drunken deer. I want to go carousing with the drunken deer.
Maybe we have drunken deer, and those are the deer that walk out in the front of cars and get hit all the time. Like, maybe that's what's going on. What? The sober deer aren't the one that are getting crushed by cars. It's the drunk ones.
The drunk ones. That could be. But yeah, I want to go find these drunken deer.
I want to let one of these deer drive my car.
Yeah, I've seen you drive. The deer would do better.
We do have some news, everybody. This week, Donovan Jeter was supposed to be here. However, I spoke to him last night on the phone. He has been very busy getting ready for mini camp and things with football and get ready for the season. So he goes, can we make this up next week when mini camp is over? I apologize. Tell everybody I apologize. I said, no problem. I said, get out there, kick some ass and make this team. So Donovan Jeter will be in next week. So you're going to want to tune in. We will keep that information on Facebook for everybody to keep up with, but he will be in next week. The newest Pittsburgh Steelers defensive lineman out of Michigan, out of Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania, Donovan Jeter. He will be here next week.
All right.
Michael, why don't you go ahead and give us a little bit of information on that website?
Website's still going strong, dumyinzers.com. You guys are still checking it out every day. I like to see that. Thank you very much. All the videos are up there. You can, excuse me. Yep. Every video that we upload is right there. So if you're just cruising around, just stop at the site, boom, you just watch the YouTube videos right there. Don't have to mess around going to YouTube if you don't want to. All of our contact info is still on there. I'm still trying to figure out what to do for the blog. I am having complete writer's block. I don't know what to write about. Do you have any ideas, Ryan?
Me?
Yeah. Silly suggestion. Let me just air it out to here. Let's figure it out. Because I don't know what to write. I want to entertain.
How about different names for different kind of farts? I like them ones where you're walking, like the walking farts.
Yeah. Okay.
Like,
I'll see what I can come up with.
I like to call that the run of terror, because it's a run of farts, and you never know if you're going to shit yourself. So that I personally call the run of terror.
You know what? Hey, at least I got an idea. I can start writing something, see what happens. It probably won't be that, but hey, you sparked the inspiration. So hopefully tomorrow, while we're on the air, I will be able to announce that the blog post. We have a new blog post.
Like them little ones that kind of snap. You ever hear them farts that kind of snap?
Yeah, you're like, what the hell's going on down there? Is my butthole going like this? What's happening?
That's flappy snappy. So, like I said,
flappy snappy.
Yes, or snappy flappy. I think I had it backwards, but I have my own names because, like I said, I'm fucking sane. But yeah, maybe try something like that.
I'll try something like that. We'll see how it goes over.
Live performances, Mike. We have down at the show next the end of this month. I have some scoop on some new performers.
All right.
So I'm going to give you the list of what I have now. So of course, what I'm talking about, everybody, we are hosting the Memorial Day jump off down at Frank's Grill in Beaver Falls at the end of the month on the 29th. The unofficial kickoff to summer. We will be there hosting the show. And also there is a list. I have a long list of performers, rappers, entertainers that's going to be there. So let me read these people off to you, Mike. We do have some new ones on here. So
all right,
let's check this out. We have 400 Block. We know that they're going to be there. Mutual Funds, FUNDZ. We also have Twan Green. And with Twan Green, we have Deets Wade. Also, Izzo Daster. Pac Chico. He's the one that won the rap with Fetty Wap competition here in Pittsburgh recently. The Reinvented Studios, which is the guys over at the Splash Gang, Lil Bambino, Internally Twisted, and Luca the Real. Tempo FYF, who's also through. Cricket the Gift and Eric Hubbard. Now, these are the new ones, Mike. These are the new ones that I got, okay? These are the ones that were just added recently. Bossman Ace. Bossman Ace is going to be there.
All right.
Barry Murray. Rolls / Damon Foster. Now I know the guy that runs with the guys that hit him hard. His name was Rolls. So I'm not sure if these are two different people or what that's all about. So
because I'm familiar with that name. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And finally, the talent from Hit 'em Hard is going to be performing. Cigarellos will be there. Stickman Slick will be there, Mike.
Nice.
Stickman Slick. So we can knock two birds out with one stone. We can host a show and get your tattoo.
I don't think he's going to.
We can do both of these from the bathroom at the show.
I don't want to put that indignity on Stickman of having to do my tattoo in a bathroom.
So that is the lineup, Michael, for the show here at the end of the month. That is on the 29th.
That is going to be
down.
That is
1111 7th Avenue, Beaver Falls. Get down, check us out. It's going to be an awesome show.
It's going to be a great show. My God, I can't wait. Like every time we talk about it, I get more and more jazz for it.
It keeps getting a little bit better every day. I see more.
There's like more and more names. Yeah, it's just great.
Yes, and we still have somewhere between 2 and 3 weeks. So I'm sure that list is going to grow.
Yeah, I can't wait. Like a lot of the people, we've had on the show, we've played their music. I've been starting to, check out some of the other artists that are on. They're just as good. So it's gonna be. I can't wait.
We have a really nice rap game here in Western PA. A lot of people don't realize that. We're really not known for. But once you dive into these performers and their work, I think that you would fall in love and agree with us on that.
You will, because trust me, my main genres of music are metal and alternative grunge from the 90s. And then, just hanging out with these guys, talking to them and listening to their music, you just become more and more appreciative of rap. You just, I've always listened to it, but now I'm more and more I listen to it just because, I know people involved in the industry now, and you just have a better appreciation for the music now. So yeah, check them out. Check them out, guys. You won't be disappointed.
At no point you're going to be standing there thinking to yourself, "Oh my God, what is this?" I mean, it's all good.
It's good
quality music.
It is so good.
Speaking of which, Saturday, 2 days from now, the 14th, get down to West Virginia at Karen's Pub, 2341 Chaplain Street, Wheeling, West Virginia, 26003. Put it in your GPS because Hit 'em Hard will be performing down there for the Great Vibes and Road Life Tour. So get down there, Wheeling, West Virginia, Saturday. You can check these guys out there. Also, of course, Mike spoke about the website, www.dumyinzers.com. Check out our website and see all the things. We have all the shows. We have merchandise, contact information. Mike's going to be working on his blog about farts. That's going to be interesting. Keep up on that. Also, I mentioned yesterday, even though we are doing the video show, you can still very well go over and listen to the podcast. You're driving in the car, you're at the office, whatever, put it on. A lot of good stuff. Everything from our first 62 episodes of our show is on there. You could go back and check out really awesome interviews. Somebody I forgot yesterday, Mike, was the Vermin Supreme. The Vermin Supreme,
yes.
Of course, everybody knows he was a libertarian presidential candidate, I think 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
And if you're still having a hard time remembering who I'm
talking
about,
boot on his head.
He has a boot on his head.
Yes.
So check him out. He is one of the interviews that we have in our long list of shows in our catalog. Check those out. Also, Michael, you can every day during the week, Monday through Friday, we have our show here live, but we also have our podcast later on in the day. Check them out. Go to our page on Facebook so you can follow and find out when all those shows are. All of our videos are here on YouTube.
Yes.
So after we do have our live show, it goes straight to video. So at any point, if you miss this live show, if you were tied up, busy, getting a tooth pulled, whatever, you could go and come back and watch the video and enjoy it just like everybody else. That's out there. Finally, Michael, the guys at Bigfoot, the guys that made Bigfoot. Now, the movie came out 2 days ago on the 10th, Bigfoot, the sequel. So go to bigfootthemovie.com and check out their schedule because they are everywhere. These guys are everywhere. They're at theaters. They're at drive-ins. They're doing meet and greets. And also, Mike, I just read this morning that the Pittsburgh Dad, if you could find him on this tour of yours, he is teaching people how to make different drinks. I haven't seen the movie yet. I don't know what the connection is, but I did see that they were promoting that Pittsburgh Dad, one of the actors in the movie, a lot of, most people from here from Pennsylvania, Western Pennsylvania knows who he is. He is giving tips on how to make different kind of alcoholic drinks.
That's something I'm always interested in. So I'm gonna have to go track him down. I love a good adult beverage.
And they, of course, their website is www.bigfootthemovie.com. Go check them out. They have a lot of stuff on there. They have a store. You can buy the movie. You can buy the old movie, the first one. You could also buy merchandise. They have a lot of really cool stuff on there. Go check them out. Looks like we're out of time for today, Michael. Do you have anything before we go ahead and take off?
No, I think we covered everything. I'm golden, Pony Boy. Stay golden, Pony Boy.
All right, everybody. So there you have it. The episode 62 of the Two Dum Yinzers live. We want to thank everybody for joining in. Yes. And also totally thankful for every single one of you. Every single one of you. At least I am. I don't know what he is.
I'm right here. I'm thankful. I appreciate it every day. Every day I look at the numbers, I am just blown away. I love it. Thank you, everyone. I truly do appreciate it.
We truly appreciate you, believe me.
No, having said that, get the hell out of here.
and like Mike says, time to get the hell out of here.
You guys have a good day.
For Mike and Ryan, Mike. Oh, God, I didn't even realize at the end of the show I did that yesterday.
Oh, I was dying. I was like, my man is confused.
About that, I went back and watched tape, and I thought, holy shit, I said the wrong name.
You did too, man. You were lost. It was great.
All right,
I loved it.
So everybody, for Alan and Bill, the Two Dum Yinzers, we'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.